Welcome to Copilots Podcasts. Ever wondered what happens when classical composition meets digital innovation? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Kang Shin-e, a unique voice in Korea's music scene who's redefining what it means to be a modern composer.
And what makes her story particularly interesting is how she bridges multiple musical worlds, from traditional composition to computer music and everything in between.
Let's start with her background. She studied at the prestigious Musashino Music University in Tokyo, right?
Yes, that's correct. She majored in composition there, which really laid the foundation for her unique musical approach.
And then she went on to pursue computer music at Dongguk University's graduate school?
Exactly. That combination of classical training and digital expertise really sets her apart in the industry.
What I find fascinating is how she's applied this knowledge across different mediums. She's worked on films, right?
Yes, she served as the music director for the short film His and Her Camera at the Korea Broadcasting Art Academy.
That's quite a departure from traditional composition. How does her approach change when working with visual media?
Well, she brings her unique blend of classical training and digital expertise to create soundscapes that enhance the visual narrative.
You know what's interesting? She's also been involved in some pretty unique projects, like the Buddha's Birthday Festival.
Yes, she handled the media art for that event. It really shows her versatility as an artist.
Let's talk about the challenges she faces as a composer in today's digital age.
Well, one major challenge is balancing artistic integrity with commercial viability, especially in Korea's competitive music industry.
That's a great point. How do you think her classical background influences her approach to these challenges?
Her classical training gives her a strong foundation in music theory and composition, which allows her to create more sophisticated arrangements.
And she's also part of the new age music group KANU, right?
Yes, she's their composer and pianist. It's another example of how she bridges different musical worlds.
That's fascinating. How does her work with KANU differ from her other compositional work?
With KANU, she focuses more on creating atmospheric, meditative pieces that blend acoustic and electronic elements.
You know, it's interesting how she navigates between these different musical spaces.
Absolutely. It's like she's creating her own musical language that draws from multiple traditions.
Let's talk about her sound design work. She did the sound design for the 13th Memorial Day ceremony, right?
Yes, that was in 2015. It really showcased her ability to create emotionally resonant soundscapes for important events.
How do you think her background in computer music influences her approach to sound design?
Her expertise in computer music gives her a deep understanding of how to manipulate and layer sounds digitally.
And she studied Japanese at the Tokyo Foreign Language School too, right?
Yes, that international exposure has definitely influenced her musical perspective.
It's interesting how all these different experiences shape her artistic vision.
Absolutely. Each experience adds another layer to her musical toolkit.
Let's talk about the technical aspects of her work. How does she approach the composition process?
She combines traditional compositional techniques with modern digital tools, creating a unique hybrid approach.
That must require a pretty deep understanding of both classical and digital music production.
Exactly. It's like having two different musical languages at her disposal and knowing when to use each one.
How do you think this affects her creative process?
It gives her more tools to express her artistic vision, whether she's working on a film score or a new age composition.
And speaking of artistic vision, what do you think sets her apart from other composers?
I'd say it's her ability to seamlessly blend different musical traditions while maintaining her unique voice.
That's a great point. How do you think this influences her work with KANU?
With KANU, she can explore the more experimental aspects of her composition style while still creating accessible music.
Let's talk about her impact on the Korean music scene. How would you describe her influence?
She's helping to bridge the gap between traditional composition and modern digital music production.
That's quite significant in today's rapidly evolving music industry.
Absolutely. She's showing that you don't have to choose between classical training and modern techniques.
How do you think her work will influence future composers?
I think she's setting an example of how to be versatile and adaptable while maintaining artistic integrity.
And what about her role in the indie music scene?
She's part of a new generation of composers who are redefining what indie music can be in Korea.
That's fascinating. How do you see this evolution continuing?
I think we'll see more composers following her lead in combining different musical traditions and technologies.
What challenges do you think these composers will face?
The biggest challenge will be maintaining artistic integrity while adapting to rapidly changing technology and market demands.
How do you think Kang Shin-e has managed to navigate these challenges?
By staying true to her musical vision while being open to new technologies and opportunities.
That's a valuable lesson for aspiring composers.
Absolutely. It shows that success comes from being adaptable while maintaining your artistic core.
What do you think the future holds for her?
I think we'll see her continue to push boundaries and explore new ways of combining different musical traditions.
That's exciting to think about. Any final thoughts on her impact?
She's showing that innovation in music doesn't mean abandoning tradition, it's about finding new ways to build on it.
What a perfect way to wrap up our discussion about Kang Shin-e.
Yes, she's truly a pioneer in bridging different musical worlds.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Copilot Podcasts. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of Kang Shin-e's musical journey.
It's been fascinating to discuss how she's reshaping the landscape of modern composition.
Remember, whether you're a classical composer or a digital producer, there's always room for innovation while honoring tradition.
And Kang Shin-e is living proof of that.